What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Packers Report. I'm Joey Peterson. So happy that you are with us on this fine Monday evening. We got good and bad news to talk about, okay? The good is that some guys were great against New York. We're going to look back at the preseason game from Saturday night and give you a little good from that night. The bad, however, what we're going to start today's show off with is Jordan Love. Did he suffer an injury, and was he a little taped up today at camp? We'll discuss everything we heard from the people on the ground in Green Bay and kind of discuss what that means for the future of this season. Make sure to stick around, though, okay? Because, like I said, there wasn't a lot to smile about after Saturday night's preseason game against the Jets. And I get it. It's preseason. In the long run, it doesn't mean much. But still, we want to at least come away from week one with some things to be excited about. And I found two of those things. Stick around. Make sure you don't miss that. Before we get into anything, though, I got to shed some light on the training camp sub-battle after the first week of preseason, and we're in second place. Not a bad spot to be in, okay? Bears now right behind us in third with 859 subs. We are sitting in second, 861 subscribers added so far since training camp has started, right behind Vikings now, 26 behind. I need you guys to help me out, okay? I need at least 30 subscribers off today's video to get us to the top of this ranking in our training camp sub-battle against the entire NFC North. So let's start with the bad news. Matt Schneidman tweeted this out. Jordan Love having a lengthy post-practice chat with Matt LaFleur and trainers Brian Angle and Nate Weir. Seems to have his left thumb wrapped and was flexing it for them. Love wasn't limited in practice today for what it's worth. He did hand off one ball that I saw with his right hand instead of one that he'd normally hand off with his left. Now, in terms of this injury, in terms of this update, I'm not overreacting yet. Okay, yet. But I don't love it, right? Just because I'm not going to overreact about it, just because I'm not going to, press the panic button, that doesn't mean it isn't something that we all have to like. Right? I don't love the fact that our starting quarterback, who suffered through injuries all last season, right now in training camp, went through the entire training camp with a taped-up hand. Now, the good thing is that it doesn't look to be too serious, but still, I had to watch him last season suffer through injury after injury after injury. MCL sprain, week 1, game 1 in Brazil against the Eagles. Week 8, that groin strain against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the elbow injury that took him into the playoff, right? And I hated that. We never really got to see him at 100% last year. And I hate the fact that right now it is August 11th and we're already kind of starting to see him go down from 100%. This had to have happened in the Jets game. Okay? I did a little bit of investigative journalism, as they call it, as I like to call it. And I looked at the snaps that he was in there for. Okay? And he's trying to avoid a sack. Unsuccessfully, might I add, trying to avoid a sack, and he hits his hand on a Jets player's helmet right there. And I think that there's a chance that that might be where that injury is stemming from, okay? Because they said it's his left hand, and you can see it right there when he tries to kind of step back. He smacks the helmet with his hand in full speed. This team needs Love to be 100%. They do. Okay? They need Love to be fully healthy. I think what we saw from the wide receivers last year and what we saw from the wide receivers in the preseason game and the fact that Jaden Reed isn't 100% healthy, if this team's going to compete for a Super Bowl, if this team's going to win games, this team is, going to compete for the NFC North. They need Jordan Love to be at his 100% best, which will only happen if he's 100% healthy. How you feeling? Are you concerned with this injury? Yes or no? Right now, I'm leaning more towards the no side of things, okay? I just hope it isn't nagging, and I hope it's not recurring throughout the season. But you let me know in the comment section down below. Now for the good news, okay? We are done with the bad news for the rest of this episode. These two young tackles absolutely balled out against the New York Jets. Finally, something that we can take and, be happy about, be excited about, that we could take from and move going forward with some positivity. Let's talk about Jordan Morgan, okay? His pass block snaps, 23 of them against the New York Jets, 0 pressures allowed, and had a pass block grade of 88, which was the highest of any Packer that night and is known as an elite grade based on PFF standards. Now, I know PFF isn't gospel, right? It's not the end-all, be-all, but still it's a nice tool to use to, see how these guys measure. Let's talk about Anthony Belton, your second-round pick, another young tackle who played really, really well. 25 pass blocking snaps, 0 pressures for him. Now, there's a caveat. He did have 2 penalties, which I didn't love. He brought back some pretty big chunk plays, but he's young. He's still learning through it, and from everything we saw, with those 2 numbers, 25 snaps, 0 pressures, we can take the penalties and we can learn from them and move forward. And I love looking back at Amar Johnson's touchdown run. This is a play we've talked about a lot over the past 48 hours. But one thing I failed to mention is Anthony Belton's pancake block on Amar Johnson's touchdown run. You can see it circled in red right there. Just absolutely flattens that Jets linebacker, opens up the hole for Johnson, who then cuts it to his left, ends of the Lambeau leap. You know the story. It's always really nice. It's a luxury, might I say, to have depth at the offensive line position. Okay, I love that. I'm never going to complain about that. But it is kind of a weird situation that Green Bay currently finds themselves in when talking about their tackles. Because they got 4 seemingly really good ones. And they're all kind of going through different situations in the moment. Zach Tom, he just signed an extension. Highest signing bonus for an offensive lineman in the history of this league. Phenomenal for him, right? Rasheed Walker, he's probably going to be the starter in 2025, but he's slated to become a free agent at the end of the season. Jordan Morgan played right guard last year, but was the first-round draft pick in 2024 and was a tackle when he played in college. So he's been getting some reps at tackle. And then Anthony Belton, second-round pick in 2025 this last year. So it's almost like Zach Tom's not going anywhere. But it's like 3 guys, in a sense, are competing to be that left tackle spot. One of them's going to be a free agent. One of them played right guard last year. And the other one of them's the rookie. It's so weird. And speaking of Jordan Morgan, right? I kind of thought a couple of weeks ago, okay, they're done with the left tackle experiment. I think they're just going to play him at guard. Well, Zach Jacobson tweeted from training camp today, Jordan Morgan's following up a great game on Saturday with stellar practice and team drill. All of his works have been coming at the left tackle position. It's clear the Packers want him there. We might be having a conversation about Rasheed Walker being shopped in a couple of weeks. So it's an interesting dynamic that they all find themselves in. And Rasheed Walker and Jordan Morgan seem to be in a legitimate battle. Now, like I said a couple of minutes ago, I'm never going to complain about good offensive line play, and I'm never going to complain about offensive line depth. That's why this section of the video is labeled as the good news. Who do you think the starting left tackle is going to be in 2026? Predict the future 365 days from now. Who's starting at left tackle? Is it Rasheed Walker? Does he get extended? Is it Anthony Belton or is it Jordan Morgan? You let me know in the comment section down below. We got a brand new item hot off the press. All you got to go is chatsports.com/Packers hoodie. You get this sick hoodie, okay? I love the old school logo, Green Bay Packers. You got the old school football player, $44. That's all it is, okay? It was $70, now $44. I get it, guys. It's hot outside. It's hot down here in Dallas, Texas. But it's going to be very, very cold soon. I know I don't have to tell you that, being up there in Green Bay. By the time you want a new hoodie, this thing's not going to be $44 anymore. So, if you head right now, chatsports.com/Packers hoodie, get your hoodie today. That link's in the comments and description of today's video. We're going to quickly just kind of ramble out here with some training camp takeaways on today. Lukas Van Ness continues to dominate. This guy has had a really special training camp. He's going to be the starting edge rusher this year in his 3rd season. And he looks really, really good. Lukas Van Ness from Ryan Wood bullies Jordan Morgan on a bull rush to reach Jordan Love. Van Ness's 2nd sack today. 2 on the day for Van Ness. Now, I would love to see his pass rush bag get a little bit deeper outside of the bull rush. It's a very underrated move, but I'd still like him to see add a little bit more finesse to his game. But regardless, I'm never going to complain about sacks. So Lukas Van Ness dominates. Savion Williams today was back at practice. He practiced a little bit at the end of last week, didn't play in the game against the New York Jets on Saturday, which is a bummer because I was really, really excited to watch him play. But I have a feeling that next week, this next game against the Indianapolis Colts, you're going to see a lot of Savion Williams. He's back at practice on Monday. He's going to get a full week of practice. Hopefully he's fully healthy. Hopefully they feel good about him being 100% healthy and ready to go for this next game. Josh Jacobs, he's running very, very well. And this isn't something that I have to tell you. This isn't something that's very shocking, but he made a wonderful play, 3rd and long today, rushed for about 31 yards, got the first down. Everybody was pumped up about it. Everybody was excited about it. And I want to see him continue to do these things, okay? Because we all know this offense runs through Josh Jacobs, no pun intended. We all know that this team runs through Josh Jacobs, no pun intended. And so far in his career, every single time he's had a phenomenal season, he's kind of backed it up with a season that's been with injury or a season that hasn't been that hasn't done very, very well. And so it's on him this year to back up last year's wonderful season with another good one this year and see if he can help propel this team to at least a win in the postseason. So Josh Jacobs run well. Savion's back. Lukas Van Ness is dominating. My final takeaway from today, the secondary. They're making plays. Tons of interceptions on both the first team and the second team defense today. And this is something that I really want to see out of this secondary, okay? I want to see them make plays. I want to see them be prolific. Because right now it's a unit I don't have a ton of confidence in. And that can change once game time rolls around, once the regular season comes around. But as of right now, they got to show me a lot. Good thing is they're starting to do so today in training camp. That's going to be it for today's show. Make sure you get me on Twitter. I'm on Instagram as well, at Joey Peterson on both of those platforms. You can find those links in the comment section of today's video. More than anything, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily updates. I'll see you next time. Go Pack Go.